So let's talk about how to actually glow up in 2025. In this video, I'm going to be covering the top 3 things you need to actually glow up spiritually, mentally, financially, and physically in 2025 as a sensual feminine woman. So if you're interested in that, definitely go ahead and continue watching this video. So I want to take a different approach in this video because a lot of the content that is surrounding glowing up and how to glow up tends to be a lot around your looks. It tends to be around a lot of the exterior. And while that is important, I want you to have a space where you can tap into the other things that are also as equally important, if not more important, than what is happening on the outside. So let's go ahead and start with the outside, the first thing. So your look is quite important, but not for the reason you think it is. So a lot of people tend to approach their style based on what's trending or what's going to give them a certain outlook in life. And when you truly start tapping fully into your true dark feminine energy and sensuality, you start to approach things like your style based on how it is that you want to feel, the energy, the vibe that you want to feel and radiate. And so I want you to think about, where is it that you truly see yourself living and being, and what does inside of your body, what does it feel like? What does your heart feel like? And what does that woman look like? So I want you to start thinking about like that queen essence, that queen version of you that lives inside of you. And I want you to start getting an image of how it is that she dresses, what her energy feels like. And you might start to get this imagery of a woman that is just a little bit more flowy, a little bit more avant-garde. Maybe she, has on chunky bracelets or statement necklaces. Maybe her hair is a little bit more flowy and curly. What does your most feminine, sensual self, what does she look like? How does she dress? And I find that this is a little bit different from what you might be hearing when it comes to some of the advice that you probably will get in other glow up videos, which will probably advise you to dress for the kind of lifestyle you want, dress for the caliber of people that you want to attract, dress for the rooms that you want to be in. And I want you to remember that as a feminine woman, one of the things that makes you so incredibly magnetic is your eccentricity, how eccentric you are, how different you are, how much you stand out. And so how can you really start to tap into what your unique style is? Like what is that? I know for me, I've always gravitated towards a more looser, flowier look. I'm always in some sort of, flowy halter top dress, with a low cut back or a slit, linen pants, linen clothing, because internally that's how I feel. I feel very flowy. I feel very on island time. And so again, how do you want to feel? And then start dressing as that, start getting a few bits of clothing and different pieces here and there. Build your wardrobe up bit by bit. You don't have to get it all at once, and just slowly start cultivating this kind of woman that you see yourself being. In my womb healing sessions, I always start off my sessions with a womb activation exercise, and my clients are actually able to see their queen fully in 3D inside of their womb space. It always amazes me the kind of details, the colors, the way that they express this queen that they're seeing. And something that they always say is that, wow, she looks like me. She looks like me. Like, this looks like the woman that I want to be. And so what does that version of you look like? Now let's get into some of the less obvious things when it comes to really what is really going to help you to glow up in 2025 and beyond. So the second thing is, I want you to identify your top 3 biggest fears, and I want you to conquer those before the new year even begins. A lot of times, a lot of our blessings, a lot of our opportunities, a lot of the things that we are praying for can only come until we have faced certain things within ourselves. And a lot of the fears that a lot of us have are simply things that are internally. There are conversations that we're afraid to have, things like being able to ask for help, being able to ask for support, being able to claim certain desires, being able to change careers, being able to actually claim more of the things that you think about and ruminate about for so long, and you try to stuff it in the back hoping that it kind of goes away, and you're trying to ignore it, but it's like that annoying thing that just won't go away. So I want you to identify, and I know as I'm talking, you kind of have an idea of what these things are. And so the reason I want you to conquer these fears is because these are creating what we call energetic loops or energetic windows. And when we have too many loops and too many windows open, we are not operating as our fullest selves, right? We're kind of bogged down. It's almost like we have, when a computer has too many windows open, it's kind of slow, it's not moving as fast as it could. It's the same thing with you on a physical and energetic level. And so how can you start closing more of those energetic loops? And when we start facing more of our fears, you can almost start to exhale a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, and it frees up so much of your energy. And what you'll start to notice is you actually build a little bit more confidence. You actually build a little bit more courage to go and do bigger and bigger and bigger things. So again, a lot of times people are praying for these next level things, next level relationship. I want this desire. I want this desire. This is my new standard. So you've now got to raise your frequency to match that. And this will come by facing your top 3 biggest fears. So again, I want you to go ahead and identify what are those top 3 fears that have just been kind of lingering, whether they're conversations, whether they are things that need to come to an end, whether they're things that need to come to a close. What are those things that you have been avoiding, and how can you get started on them before you go into 2025? And the last thing, this is probably one of my most favorite things that changed my life personally in 2024 was fasting. I truly believe that our glow up goes hand in hand with our spiritual development and our connection with God. By fasting, what this does is it completely takes away the veil, it takes away the protection mechanism that we can put up. It takes away the distraction that we have, and it puts you into this state where you can clearly hear, and you are in clear connection with God. When you're in that space, you are able to hear your next step so clearly. And I find that it puts you in this state of focus. My absolute favorite fast that I highly recommend is called the Esther fast. It's a 3-day fast. It's traditionally meant to be no food, no water for 3 days, but it's typically done with only water. And what I found is that the focus that I came out of that fast with lasted me literally the entire year, still to this day, because it puts you in such a state of surrender where you are no longer clouded by all of these things that really don't matter. And it forces you to really truly hone in on what does. It adds a level of seriousness to you. It adds a level of fortification to you, because again, you're no longer worried about all of these different distractions. So this is something that I'm definitely going to be doing with my Royal Remembrance community. If you guys aren't following that page yet, definitely go ahead and follow Royal Remembrance on Instagram. But fasting is such a wormhole to spiritual, mental, physical, emotional progression unlike anything else. And so if you truly, truly, truly want to glow up, this would need to be one of the things on your list. If you are desiring high-level support when it comes to really truly embodying sensuality and dark feminine energy in 2025 and beyond, then go ahead and check out the description for what goodies we have available to see how we can be able to support you in that. Other than that, don't forget to go ahead and like this video, leave a comment down below. Let me know which of these 3 tips that you are going to take on and really truly focus in on for your glow up in 2025. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.